All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing over there? TikTok land. We got a couple people on the old Instagram. Good morning, everybody. How are we? What is going on? Give me a thumbs up if everybody can hear me all right. Good to see everybody here. I'm loving this. Loving this. Lindsay, good morning to you. Carry on politics. Appreciate you. Good morning. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good morning. John, appreciate you, brother. Let's get together. Let's get together soon. Sounds good. I'm loving this. Great. What else we got here? Insta's good. We got people over on Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm loving this. Probably wondered why I'm all in the get up. Well, it's March, and today is my birthday. So this is what I guess this is what a midlife crisis looks like, right? And I swear to you, it is just coffee that is in the mug this morning. It's just coffee. Ryan, morning, brother. Appreciate you guys jumping on this morning. Yes, this is what 46 looks like. Thank you. So we'll get that out of the way. John, appreciate it, brother. Be back up next week. Good. Give me a shout when you get in town. I'll be here. HMG beverage coffee. Yep, that's all I drink. Carry on politics. You are in your prime. I certainly feel that way. Oh, I love it. I love it. Last week, I'm gonna get started here, guys. We got a bunch of you guys on again, everybody and all the different, platforms. Thank you for you guys' love and support and jumping on TikTok. I see you got some people over there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. We're kind of new to that platform. I'm still learning that. So you guys are still a little neglected over there, but I appreciate your patience and everything over there. And actually, I'm going to talk about the TikTok platform here in a little bit. But first off, last week, I was down in Arizona, and I went down there. I got a storage unit down there, and did a little recon down in the Phoenix area for getting ready for March Madness, which is coming up this weekend. March Madness is coming up this weekend. If for all you college sports folks out there, college basketball is coming up. The road to the Final Four. We're going to hashtag that road to the Final Four, and it's in Phoenix this year. And yours truly, the network, Heroes Media Group, is going to be live at the Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona on April 6th. We'll be there for the Final Four games on April 6th, and then we'll be there Monday, April 8th for the finals. So if you are in and around Arizona and I missed you last week, this is your warning order. I'm coming back for the Final Four in just a couple of weeks. A few short weeks, I will be back in Arizona. Those of you that are going out to Arizona for the Final Four, hit us up, let me know, and let's link up. I'm going to be there for a whole week, doing a bunch of interviews in and around the valley. I would love to link up with anybody that's out there or that's going. So please let me know. Road to the Final Four. Selection starts on Sunday. So it's going to be interesting. They're wrapping up the men's tournaments right now. I got my favorites. I'd like to see Creighton get into there. I think they've been doing really good. They're kind of a smaller school. But we're going to see. We'll see what happens. They didn't play very well last night against Providence, so we'll see. But again, if you're going to be in Arizona, April 6th, 7th, and 8th, we're going to be down there. HMG is going to be down there covering the men's Final Four. So I would love to see you guys in Arizona. This is a huge deal for us at the here at the network, Heroes Media Group. Another feather in our cap. We've covered the Final Four before in the past. But I'm super stoked that it's going near my old stomping ground. And whatnot. Getting just back into the college. I love college sports. It's I think it's better than professional sports, but that's me personally. I digress. Anyway, so last week we were in Arizona, recon that. Got to clean up my storage unit a little bit. A lot of fun. Got to see some amazing people. Let me tell you about this. Brandy, thank you. Appreciate it. Saw a friend of mine who I grew up with, my buddy Matthew. Known him since the fourth grade. Played basketball together. Him and his wife Kelly, who is a college friend of mine. I am responsible for those two procreating, getting married, and just having an awesome life. I absolutely love those two. Matt, Kelly, if you guys are out there, I love you. Uh, they have a modern splendor homes. If you're looking to buy a luxury home, and I mean you got to have the Benjamins for this, but they build these custom luxury homes that are absolutely beautiful. Go check them out. Modern splendor homes. They're amazing. What else? Who else did I see while we are out there? Went to, and if you guys pause it, or if you guys see the thing pop up here, my camera's acting up here just a little bit, so it will reset here. Um, saw a friend of mine that I served with, Otis Brockman. Shout out to Otis. Haven't seen Otis in 16 years. He drove down. He just happened to be in Phoenix for a track meet with, I believe, his wife and his daughter, or his youngest. So it was great seeing him. And then I got to see Glenn and Drew from the Arms Room show. Let me tell you, if you're not following the Arms Room show, you're really missing out. AJ Richards, thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Glenn and Drew are absolutely amazing, and I've known Glenn for the latter part of a decade, and we kind of have this ongoing joke because when he took over the Arms Room show, uh, I was supposed to find a replacement. So, Glenn, if you're watching this or if you watch this, I'm still looking for your replacement, brother. So let me tell you something. Anything to do with firearms at all, if you want to learn how to shoot, or if you want to learn um uh medicine, like first aid, and it's not like and I'm really downplaying that, and I apologize for that, but they do like the basic CPR stuff and just the basic stuff, but they do so much far more advanced stuff than that when it comes to learn how to, like, you roll up on a scene and they do situational things, like you got, somebody is hurt, what are you looking at, how do you bandage them up properly. The classes that they teach are bar none the best you will find anywhere in the world. And it does not surprise me that they literally travel all over the country teaching classes. It's not just firearm. I call it dirt medicine. I like to call it dirt medicine. It's amazing what they do, and they are on the road all the time, and I am so proud of them, and I'm blessed that I've got to watch him grow that company. Over the years, they do a fantastic job. And anytime it comes to, like, if I have a firearms question about anything related to firearms, he is the first person I call, and he is such a good human being. Go check them out, the Arms Room show, and they have their training company is called Independence Training. So go to independencetraining.com and you can find them there. Look up their training stuff. I do all my training classes through them. I've done my CCW class through them. Uh, it's phenomenal. You're missing out if you haven't done any training. So go check them out. So, and then obviously I got to spend time with my parents a little bit down there as well. So it was good. Last week's trip was good. I'm looking forward to getting back down to Arizona here for as we get ready for the road to the Final Four. And again, those of you that are just joining us, we got a bunch of you that are just joining. If you're going to be in Arizona for the men's NCAA Final Four, April 6th through the 8th. Let us know. We're going to be down there. So let's get into some of the news. Let's get into some of the news articles. I don't have very many. There's only maybe two or three um, that I want to cover, and one of these hits home. And veterans that are out there, those of you that are active duty, I still got some of you that are active. I got a lot of vets that are on here right now. This one's coming out of AP News. You can. This is all over the news right now, but this particular one I pulled from AP News. Duty, honor, country has been a motto of the U.S. Military Academy at West Point since 1898. Um, the motto isn't changing, but the decision to take those words out of the school's mission statement is is generating a lot of outrage right now. Officials at the 222-year-old military academy recently reworked the one sentence mission statement, which is updated periodically. This is no change. It's a change to the mission statement, but why is this such a surprise? They've changed the mission statement half a dozen times in the last several years. Anyway, the school's duty, honor, country motto first made its way into that mission statement in 1998. The new version declares that the Academy's mission is to build, educate, train, and inspire the Corps of Cadets to be commissioned leaders of character committed to the Army values and ready for a lifetime of service and to the Army's nation. What are your guys' thoughts on this? What are your guys' thoughts on West Point changing or taking duty honor your country out of their mission statement? I'm going to wait just a second. I'm going to see if I get any answers here. Hmm. Melissa, good morning. How are you? Appreciate you jumping on, Mr. Larry. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. West Point taking that out. They're just updating the mission statement. The phrase, which was highlighted in a famous speech. Anybody know who it was? General Douglas MacArthur in 1962. The line includes it's duty, honor, country. When he comes back to West Point, he gave that speech in 1962. Now that line is being replaced. That includes words, Army values. Changing the mission statement. I don't know. Are we making a big deal out of it? Is the news trying to, hmm, or I've seen a lot of comments. I don't necessarily agree with this, but I'm going to say it. I've seen a lot of comments where they say that West Point is going woke. That's I don't agree with that, but those are some comments that are being said. What are your thoughts on that? It's to me, I think the news is blowing this out of the water just a little bit. Is there some concern there? There should be. There's maybe a little bit, but it's said in the beginning. It's they're taking it out of the mission statement. It's still kind of the motto, right? What do we have here? It's another way. Yeah, carry on politics. It's being well. Look it up. It's if you Google duty honor country, or if you just Google West Point mission statement, there's probably 10 organizations that are covering this right now. Brandy making a big deal. Yeah. Missions change to and involve, right? Yeah, Melissa, you say it right. I think they're making a big deal out of this. And if you look at this, um, they've changed the mission statement before. So it's not really a big surprise. But for some reason, this made national news. And I don't know. I part of me, the conspiracy in me think that maybe we're doing this just to, you know, uh, leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth about the academy up there. And if that's the case, it kind of pisses me off. We shouldn't be doing that because those young men and women up there. future leaders, and God bless them. All right, next one. We're keeping this in the military, right? Keeping this one in the military related. The VA $369 billion budget for 2025 anticipates increased disability payment, but a reduction in the healthcare staff. The VA is getting $369 billion budget for 2025. Disability payments increase, but the healthcare staff is being reduced. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ken, good morning, brother. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a problem with the wait times at the VA right now as they currently sit? Anybody? All my vets out there. I got a bunch of people watching all the different platforms. Let me know. What are your guys' thoughts on the VA healthcare staff reduction? The Department of Veteran Affairs is proposing a $369.3 billion spending plan for 2025. That's about 12% higher than last year and includes nearly $25 billion for a toxic exposure fund that compensate veterans that are diagnosed with medical conditions from burn pits and radiation and other environmental hazards. Overall budget is $33 billion more than the current year's spending plan and prioritizes increased funding and resources for healthcare disability compensation and upkeep at VA facilities. The VA spending plan anticipates a reduction in the VA staff in 2025. The administration's request is for 448,170 full-time employees, which is 10,000 fewer workers than 2024 estimates. That's sad. What do we got here? Ken, no, but they can keep the employee. Yeah, well, I wish they would. I wish they would keep the employed. Carry on politics over at Instagram. Thank you for that. Yep. What do we got here? TikTok. Yep. Yeah. Here's a question. I got a question over here on Instagram. Brandy says, "Is this a way for the VA to possibly phase out? Is it a possible way to phase out?" Brady, that's a great question. I see. So here's the thing: a lot of us have a love-hate relationship with the VA, right? I've been to several VAs, one in Phoenix, and that has got some history that we won't get into. That's for another show. I've been to the one in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and that's probably the best one I've ever been to. I've been to several, but that one up there in Pennsylvania, they pretty much roll out the red carpet for you after you park your vehicle. You got two people that welcome you when you come into the door. They ask you where you need to go. They ask you if you want to be walked up to your appointment. They call you 2-3 days before your appointment to ensure that you're going to be showing up, or if you need a ride. I mean, they really take care of you. I didn't see that at other places, but that's just me. That's just me. What do we got here? Joel Hellickson. Pop's on. Thank you, Pop. I appreciate you. Ken, Prescott is great. Ken, I've heard that the Prescott VA up there, Prescott is good. I've heard that one's good. And in fact, I hear a lot of veterans from Phoenix drive up to Prescott just to go to that one. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. J-Dub depends on the VA. Yeah, I agree. Depends on the VA. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see what's going to happen with the VA. But Brandy, that's a great question. Here's the other thing. Do I ever think that we're going to phase out the VA? That's probably another show episode. I don't see it happening, and there's a lot of political stuff in it, but we're not going to get into that one today. Maybe that's another show, a separate show during the week. But that's a great question. All right, let's move on. Next one. This is the last title that I have, or last news one that I got today. Why the House voted to ban TikTok and what could come next. Interesting. Now, a lot of you out there, I know what you're going to say. I don't play on TikTok, blah, 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 blah. I get it. We're kind of new to TikTok. I broke down. Those of you that are watching TikTok right now, we've had quite a few of you. Thank you. Here's what happened. The House voted overwhelmingly Wednesday to approve a bipartisan bill that would require BitDance, the parent company of TikTok, to sell the social media app or face a ban in on all U.S. devices. The vote was 352 to 65. Now, just set that aside for a second. Representative Mike Gallagher, Republican out of Wisconsin, who chairs the House Select Committee on China and is the lead GOP sponsor of the bipartisan bill, maintains that the bill does not account to a ban of the video sharing app. What they're after is not a ban, it's a forced separation, which means that the TikTok user experience can continue to improve so as long as BitDance does not own the company. What does that sound like to you? Now, again, I'm HMG, we're new to TikTok. And if you go to our TikTok page, you're not going to see me dancing around and stuff like that. I don't do that. That's not me. And I don't have a staff member that does it. It is what it is. But there is some concern that I have about this. If you sell the TikTok, or if Congress starts coming in and they're saying we're going to ban TikTok, then what do you do? Because of, if you read the Bible, have you sat down and read the user agreement for TikTok? It's very lengthy, and there's some eye-raising words that are in there, and there are some concern. But it's like that with any social media platform that you face. Hell, we get banned on this, or shadow banned on all of these platforms that we're on right now at least once a week because of something I said. So what do you do? Shay Sparks, tip of the morning to you. Oh, Shay, I love you. Thank you. Here's the thing. If Congress gets in the way and starts demanding things from these social media companies, and it's not yeah, I try to think about Meta or Facebook, what they did with Zuckerberg, and everybody knows such a big fan of his, right? But if is this going to start taking away different freedoms of speeches and whatnot? This is going to be an interesting thing to see what happens. I'm not sure. It's very early, but it's something that we need to pay attention to, because if they can go in and force somebody to sell their company, then what is that? What's behind it? I think there's a lot of things that aren't being said, and we need to pay attention to this. Whether you like the platform or not, completely irrelevant right now. Completely irrelevant. Let me get the subject matter expert on here. I'm going to put this comment up here right now because I just see that Ryan came in. Ryan Williams Sr., he is he's on one of the shows here at HMG. Great dude. Other side of the firewall is their subject matter expert in this. Look at this. All social media is dangerous to collect sensitive information. Nature. You guys can read it. I love it. And he makes a solid point there. That's Ryan. Thank you for that. I'm so glad you jumped on this morning. Thank you. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. All right. What else? Let's move on. I had something here about coffee, and I didn't finish the note on that, so I can't tell you what I was going to say, other than HMG Beverage or HMGcoffee.com. Go start your subscription today. We got 2 new decafs that are coming, and I'm going to post them so you guys can vote on which logos you like better. We're having the logos drawn up. We had the names done in the last couple of weeks, and now we got the logos coming. So we got some new shows coming to you. Joining the network, Patriots Inside the Wire. Welcome to HMG. Looking forward to having you guys. Oh, look at this. I got to put that. Look at it. If you guys really need some feedback on how good our sister company is, Kenneth's a good friend and loyal customer of the HMG coffee. And look at this. Who is this? Patty Catter. My goodness. Patty will be coming home shortly. Happy. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate it. And what does Pop have to say? Pop, he loves the Brazilian. Pop, yeah, my parents love that Brazilian blend. I love it. False hope. That's, oh my God, that is great. False. I think your other one was Muddy Bean Water too, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we come up with. Hopefully, you guys will see it next week. I'll be able to put the names and the logos up with. I couldn't even tell you what I have. I think it's Kickstart this morning. Not sure. Maybe something else in there too. No, I'm just kidding. It's just coffee, I swear. Patriots Inside the Wire, new show joining us here at HMG. And let me say this, you can check out all the great shows that we have simply going to heroesmediagroup.com. If you are a podcaster or you're looking to start a podcast, hit us up, let us know. It's what we do. We do hosting, we do production. If you're an author, we can do your audiobook for you. And we do filming. We do some filming now. We got a CRM system. We help you monetize your shows. We got a slew of resources just for you. So hit us up. We've been doing this for a long time. Between everybody that we have, there's probably 75 plus years of experience, whether it's in audio and video production. Transcription is another one. Publishing, the whole nine. So we love what we do, and we'd love to be able to help you guys out. Again, the reason why we do this is because we want to help people get to where they want to go and create more of a positive impact in the world. And that's what a lot of the shows here at HMG believe in that mission. That's why they join us, because they want to create that positive impact in the world. Patriots Inside the Wire, you're going to be seeing a lot of them here very, very soon. So let's get into some of the shows that you missed, that you may have missed this week. The Joel Evans show this week. Joel was on with me, not last week, the week before. He co-hosted with me 2 weeks ago. This week, he was chatting with Kamini Wood, a certified life coach, about how parenting not only ties into being a better human, but a better leader as well. So check that out. That's a Joel Evans show. I love it. Gabriel, what's up, brother? Gabe is my video guy. Great dude. Check him out. Next up, we got another new show that's on the network recently, is the Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Love this show. This week, they speak with Jerry, who's a retired military after a dual branch career in both active duty Air Force and in the Indiana National Guard. Jerry also had a diverse civilian work history that draws upon to connect veterans and their spouses with employers and resources across the state of Indiana. So that's awesome. Great show. Check it out. Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Next up, we got our gal Shay Sparks coming in hot this week. Shay was on here earlier. This week, how do you overcome being overwhelmed to being full of joy? And is it even possible? This week's guest, Crystal Swearington. Did I say that right? Probably not. She is a multi-passionate entrepreneur, author, and mother of three, who strives to create a life of joy and abundance. She is the author of the book From Overwhelmed to Overjoyed, seven simple tips for creating a life of joy. Great episode. Check it out. Shay Sparks Show. What do we got here? I got some stuff over here on the talk. Appreciate you. Thank you. Next up, Every Man's Odyssey. That is also another new show to HMG. I'm loving it. Go check that out. Feed the People by the People. AJ Richards. He was on here a little bit earlier, leaving a comment. That's our boy AJ. This week, they're joined by Bill Bullard, CEO of RCAF USA. Here's the thing about this particular episode. It highlights everything that is important of standing up for our food sovereignty and getting actively involved in pursuing it. I don't know about you viewers out there where you're at, and if you buy your food from local ranchers, it's something that I started doing just last year. Cows, I'm actually going to meet with a farmer later today for chickens and pork. There's a market. If you got a local market, buy from the local market, from your local ranchers. That's the best thing to do, in my opinion, if you can. Next up, what do we got? The Hero Academy with our host, Super Dave. This week, he's got Randy Sutton, who has spent the majority of his adult life in service to his communities, a police officer and a detective in Princeton, New Jersey for 10 years. Randy retired as a lieutenant from active duty law enforcement after serving the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department for 23 years. Amazing. He is also the author of 3 best-selling books: True Blue, Police Stories by Those Who Have Lived Them, A Cop's Life, and True Blue, To Protect and Serve. He also hosts a national syndicated radio show called Blue Lives Radio, and is the founder of the nonprofit organization, The Wounded Blue. Great episode this week from our community heroes over at the Hero Academy with Super Dave. Oh, that's good. Next up, we got Beyond the Rut. This week, in the United States, once you hit 18, you begin surrendering yourself or your future to the weight of student loan debt, right? How many of you out there have student loans? I admit it. It's a burden that never seems to lighten. Certainly not. Extending its grasp with mortgages, car loans, and credit cards as you journey through life. It can be quite a bit. Then comes the awakening. Despite appearing successful, you find yourself lacking in genuine happiness. Retirement feels like a distant dream because you're constantly paying off your student loans and all the other stuff that you have in your daily lives. But there is a silver lining. In this week's show, he shares that silver lining with his guests this week. So please go check it out. That is Beyond the Rut. Next up, we have Label Free Podcast this week. And actually, let me say this real quick. Label Free Podcast next week. You're going to want to tune in. Deanna is going to be co-hosting the weekly wrap up with me next week. I think last week I said this week and I meant next week. So next week, tune in for that. But Label Free Podcast this week. She attends Tony P's Women Empowerment Networking event in Chicago, and she does a ton of live interviews from this networking event. Great episodes, as always. Go check them out. That's Label Free Podcast. Next up, we got The Other Side of the Firewall. Mr. Ryan Williams Sr. This is his show. This week, they recap the cybersecurity news from the week, including Microsoft's source code theft and the hacking of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Let me repeat that line again. There was a hacking of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. That was the episode today. This show does an episode Monday through Friday. They do a show every day, Monday through Friday. Very consumable shows. You learn a lot from them. And that was today's show. On Fridays they do a recap, and Department of Homeland Security has a hack. Wow, that's if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does. Check it out. Other side of the firewall. All right, next up. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, good. Check it out, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. Sign up to his newsletter and follow Ryan on LinkedIn. He just left a comment in the comments there on Facebook. Check him out. Next up, we got the Misfit Nation podcast this week, and he does a show. Rich does like 2-3 shows a week. Last night, Gold Star widow Michelle Black. Michelle shares her incredible story from being the first woman in her family to graduate high school, and then navigating the challenges of widowhood. She's a talented writer. She's been featured in publications like the New York Times and the Daily Beast. This episode is all about hope in the face of adversity, and this is a very inspiring episode. I encourage everybody to go check it out. It's a Misfit Nation podcast. Next up, we got Carry On Politics this week. Guest Angelo D. Soto. Hear about Generation Z's role in shaping the political landscape and the importance of their involvement. Let me tell you something. I learned something. I went to CPAC last month down in DC, and I was very surprised to see how many young people were attending or getting involved in politics. And I'm talking, I'm old. Today is the big 4-6. I'm starting my pre-midlife crisis right now. But I'm talking about kids that are like, 25 and younger, maybe 30 and younger. I'd say younger than 30. I'll just put it that way. Younger than 30 getting involved in politics. It leaves you some hope, right? So go check that out. Carry On Politics. Great episode. Next up, we got Pushing Back Chaos. Pushing Back Chaos. This week, part 2 of Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Carr, transitioning from life experience. This was such a phenomenal episode and eye-opening. Jimmy is a good friend of Mellon, served together with Mellon. In this episode, Jimmy, Mellon, and Mike discuss the challenges that all veterans face as they transition back into the private civilian sector. And it's here's the thing. And Jimmy is from the Australian, UK military. You a lot of the times, at least here, me being a veteran, a lot of us that are on the different platforms that follow this show, veterans, and we talk about what we experience here in the U.S., and we tend to forget some of our counterparts and some of the things that they go to. This was such an eye-opening episode, and Jimmy he has served with the U.S. military, not in the U.S. military, but he served side by side with the U.S. military and has been stateside at some of our bases to do training and stuff as well. He's got such a great story. So check it out. It's about transitioning, pushing back chaos. Next week, the Decision Hour. Yours truly. I'm coming back. I got 2 seasons that I'm coming out with this year. I'm doing 26 episodes, and those 26 start next week. So stay tuned for that. Because Bikers Matter podcast. Great episode this week. Joni Williamson, a talented pole dancer and the owner of Posh Fit Studio in, wait for it, La Crosse, Wisconsin. I love it. Joni shares her journey into pole dancing, including international competition successes in Switzerland, Thailand, and the Netherlands. So she discusses her unique dance methods such as pole dancing, acro yoga, I think I said that right, and Pronounce It, which is a drummer workout. Ladies, give it a shot. Husbands, if you're watching, now you got gift ideas. It's a great episode. Go check it out. Because Bikers Matter podcast. Love it. Next up, we got environmentally speaking. This week, Marissa and Clarice, they dive into the topic of atmospheric rivers. Atmospheric rivers. There is such a thing. Walk outside right now. It's going to blow your mind. They're uncovering the impact of these weather phenomenons on regions such as California and New England, primarily. But they explore the environmental and industrial ramifications of atmospheric rivers, shedding light on their effects on weather supply, weather patterns, and even the fishing industry. This was such a jaw dropping. I learned so much from this because you look up in the sky, you don't think about but atmospheric rivers, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Look it up, check it out. That's environmentally speaking. Brianna, I see you over there on IG. Tell Big Mike I said hello. What do we got here? Next up, we got the MSEC podcast this week. Leah King, president and CEO of United Way of Tarrant County, emphasizes what it means to be a servant leader. She shares her expertise growing up as a military child, learning how to adapt and change while embracing different perspectives. Great episode. The MSEC podcast, love these people over there. Military Child Education Coalition. All of you vets out there that have kids that are at home going to school of school age, you need to be following. They have a slew of resources. I love this organization because they're all about the kids. They do stuff for kids and for the families that are in transition, what to look for. There's if you're PCSing to another base or whatnot, they have tools and they make things easily readable for you. So go check them out, Military Child Education Coalition, or you can just check out the podcast, the MSEC podcast. Next up, we got the Arms Room Show. This week, they're discussing what it really means to be a rifleman. What does it mean to be a rifleman? I love this show, the Arms Room Show. They are the OG, one of the OG shows of HMG. I mentioned to you earlier in the show, those of you that are just joining me, the Arms Room Show has been with HMG since day one. I've known Glenn for just over a decade, and he's one of the most down-to-earth people you'll ever meet. And when it comes to training, whether it's in some type of firearms or any type of like dirt medicine stuff, he is the first person I call. When I have questions on stuff, he's the first person I call. Go check him out, the Arms Room Show. And if you haven't done any training, go to independencetraining.com. They travel all over the country. Literally, they do trainings all over the country. Get some training. Go to independencetraining.com. That's their main company. Go check them out and get some training done. And if you're in Arizona, go check them out because they got some March classes up right now that are available. So check it out. Arms Room Show. Can't grease for my roadway. Next up, we got Chasing Happiness. This week, host Ryan takes you on a journey beyond the surface of goal setting into the depths of living with intention and impact. He is joined by his guest, David, a visionary in holistic wellness whose unique approach combines physical, mental, and emotional training to unlock that life of fulfillment. I absolutely love it. Go check it out. That's Chasing Happiness. Stay with me, guys. We got just a few more here. Next up, we got Rise Up Voices from the Front Lines. I love this. This week, they have guest Gina Polmami. Did I say that right, Krista? Hope I did. Probably didn't. Apologize if I didn't. Check that out. Rise Up Voices from the Front Line. Go check that out. Last and certainly not least, we got your 6 at 6. It's the People's Patriot Project podcast. I'm calling it out right now. The People's Patriot Project podcast. You're going to see a change in the name there because they do several shows a week. They do a We Got Your 6 at 6 show. every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and they got a great lineup for you each and every week. Go show them some love. The People's Patriot Project. We absolutely love it. Go check them out. um, what else? What else? Feeling froggy. Feeling froggy. What am I missing? I got to give some shout outs here real quick. HMG, I told you about HMG Beverage. Go check them out. That's our sister company. Please go give them a like. JB Auto Clothiers. I'm not wearing one of my jacket suits today, but go check out veteran owned, bespoke, made to measure suits for you. There goes the camera again. And it's literally falling. Stay with me. That's going to come back online here in just a second. What else? There we are. Yep, the camera adjusted. It loves me, doesn't it? Motorcycle Safety Lawyers. Go check them out. Alibi Tattoo, Forget Genetics, Home Studios, The Freedom People, Sisu Stamina. Oh, I took the stuff with me, so it's in my bag still. Jim Neary's Bait and Tackle, and Warriors on the Water, which they have some fishing tournaments coming up here really soon. So go out to Jim Neary's Bait and Tackle, or go to Warriors on the Water or warriorsltd.com and check them out. And then it's tax season. Oh, yeah, that's bad name, right? Bad. But it doesn't have to be. Go to mytaxfella.com. Tell them HMG sent you, and they'll hook you up. The great Anthony over there and his team, they do all of our stuff, personal and all of our businesses. So go check them out. I've been working with them for years. So great stuff. What is everybody doing this weekend? And of course, I didn't even say this, but Sunday, St. Patty's Day. I'm so wrapped up in my own self-loathing that it's my birthday. The big 4-6 today. I appreciate everybody's love and support. I've gotten a ton of text messages and emails and direct messages on socials. Happy birthday. Thank you all. I appreciate the birthday wishes. What am I doing this weekend? Mrs. HMG is working this weekend. We went to a nice dinner last night. I'm probably going to go buy more fishing stuff that I probably don't need, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's my birthday and, well, I can. Walk the dogs. I don't know. Get out. I got some work I got to do, but I love it. I love it. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for being on here. Great show. Share this stuff out. Share this episode out on all the platforms. Let's continue to grow and create positivity in the world. Don't forget, guys, if there's something that you want me to cover on the weekly wrap-up show, send us a message. Send us a message. Let me know what it is you want me to cover. Or if you got a shout out or whatnot, let me know. Also, we're going to be doing a newsletter. Oh, I know. Everybody's like, don't bombard me with that crap. Here's the thing. I'm only going to do it if you guys want. So if you're interested in a newsletter, drop us a DM, okay? And I'll put up a link here. It won't start until April. So next week I'll put up a link where you can sign up for the newsletter. And that newsletter, we're going to be doing coupons for promo codes and stuff for the beverage stuff, promo codes for some of the other services that we offer here at HMG. And again, all of those of you that are podcasters, maybe you have a podcast. Let me say this real quick, guys. If you have a podcast already and you're on another platform, great. You can still join our platform. Does it cost? Sure does, because I got to pay for, expenses and stuff like that. But here's the thing. We're going to help you brand your brand. That's something that we're good at. So if you're interested, let us know. Ken says only if you post all my... I'm not going to answer that one, Ken. so listen, let's wrap this up. Let me say this again. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Thank you all for the comments and everything. If you're watching all the different platforms, please share this episode. I would appreciate it if you would do that for me. Let's get ready for March Madness, the road to the Final Four. This is a big thing for the network, so we're excited about that. I want to thank all the shows this week. Great episodes this week. All of you, get out. Christina Morin says, how are you? Get out this weekend. The weather is getting nicer all over the country. Get outside, enjoy the weekend, think for yourself. God bless you. God bless America. Happy birthday to me, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.